Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Jadis Joe, and we are on the eve of the Division release and couldn't be more thrilled. Now, I know a lot of you out there are still kind of on the fence about what this game's all about and what you do in it. So I'm just going to do a quick video about the top 3 things people ask about the Division. Now, the first thing people ask me is it an MMO? And no, it is not an MMO in a classical sense. But yet it is very, very close to an MMO. It's really hard to explain, so I'm going to try to explain it here. It is not an MMO in the sense that there are, hundreds or thousands of people on the same server running around doing a bunch of things. You can't, like in a traditional MMO, you can sit there and say, hey, buddy, why don't we meet up at 63rd and 9th, and then we'll go from there. And then you travel to 63rd and 9th, and your buddy, meets you there, and you team up and you go from there. It's not really that in MMO standards. Pretty much what it does is you have to migrate over to your buddy's server, or your buddy has to migrate over to your server, so you can roll together in a team up to 4. So it's not that MMO-ish in that sense. However, it is set up to be an MMO. I mean, there's vendors, there's different types of currencies, there's a huge world, and on top of that, it's really, really set up like an MMO gameplay style. So that's with that. Now, it does get a little bit different in the Dark Zone. In the Dark Zone, I think there's 34 or 64 people running around the Dark Zone. So that is a little more MMO-ish. It's pretty much the PvP area. So I guess the easiest thing to compare the Dark Zone to is a really large battlefield, I guess. So yeah, it's hard to explain. But yeah, the game is not an MMO in the classical sense. However, it does have a lot of MMO features in there that a lot of people that have played MMOs in the past will really be accustomed to and will really enjoy. So that was the first question. The second big question, it's not really a question, but it's more of a silly concern, is there crouching in the game? I don't understand why, but a lot of people have asked me about, is there crouching in the game? And the answer is no. There is no crouch button in the game. There is no way that you can sit there and actually physically crouch in the middle of the open. You pretty much have to get behind the wall and hit the cover button. Once you're in cover, you can run between different covers by, crouch running. But as far as the button that you can press to crouch, no, there's not in the game. And a lot of people are concerned about that. A lot of people are turned off by that. But I want to let everybody know that the game does not suffer any playability because there's no crouch button. So there's really no issue with it unless if you like to bob up and down like a freaking chicken trying to get people not to shoot you. That's the only big concern I can see people having, is using it as an exploit to make it harder for people to shoot them. Now, the next question a lot of people have is, do I need the season pass to enjoy the game? A lot of people have asked, and a lot of people have said that the game is pretty much useless without the season pass, and to that, I disagree. If you go to the Wikipedia of the Division, they actually sit there and they actually have released in-game map to show you all the activities and the different things to do. And there is a lot of activities for you to do in this game without the season pass. I have a feeling that I'm going to really enjoy this game and really, really play a lot of it. So yes, I did go out and buy the season pass. And the season pass is a little expensive. I think it was like $43 with tax and everything. But you do get a whole lot of extra content with it that has the ability, or has the, not the ability, I said that already, but has the promise to actually change up how the game's played and give you different modes to play the main game. So no, you do not need the season pass to get the full advantage of the game. I have a feeling that the game's actually going to be pretty in-depth and pretty long without the season pass, but if you play it and you decide that you really like it, the season pass would probably make you love it even more. So yeah, as far as the season pass questions go, I'm going to say no, you don't need it. But if you feel like you're going to really enjoy the game and really love it and put many, many hours into it, the season pass may be worth getting. And I guess really to close, I should go ahead and tell you what the game's about. Pretty much what the game's about is there is an epidemic of a virus, a smallpox, I believe, a strain of it that was mutated by a scientist. And this smallpox virus was actually introduced to the populace through the use of currency, paper currency. The bills were infected with the virus and it passed around on Black Friday, nonetheless, and pretty much brought down New York. Now, New York pretty much been turned into a war zone with all the rival factions, whether the Rikers, the Cleaners, the last Lost Men Battalion, and there's one more, the Looters, or the Rioters. And the Division is pretty much activated to go in and clean everything up and try to maintain the United States government's position and the fact that they're there. Now, the Division itself is a group of sleeper agents. Pretty much they're put into civilization and only activated in times of trouble or great catastrophe, which obviously smallpox epidemic that killed 90% or however much of the New York population is a crisis. Now, there is no word on whether or not the virus has spread or this happening has happened outside of New York. Right now, it's just in New York. Hopefully, when we play the story, maybe there'll be little glips and little bits saying that, oh, yeah, Chicago's infected too, and, San Diego's infected, and this pretty much happened all over the place. But we'll have to wait to see what happens. I'm kind of hoping that is, because that'd be cool to maybe later in the Division 2 actually cruise around my hometown of Chicago, because that would be awesome. But yeah, pretty much it's a cover-based shooter. I mean, if you played, Gears of War or Winback all the way back on the 64, you pretty much know what a cover-based shooter is. Now, it is a RPG, kind of along the lines of Borderlands and Fallout, so the enemies can be a little bit bullet sponges. Really not as bad as I have seen in some other games like Borderlands or Fallout, but as I said, the beta only allowed us to get up to level 8. So at this point in time, we're just going to have to see how bullet spongy they get at higher levels. So, but yeah, that was a quick video. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you have any other questions or concerns, let me know. Like this video if it helped you. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of The Division. Definitely going to be live streaming tonight when The Division comes out. Probably won't live stream for too long. Probably just go through the character customization, all that, because I don't really want to spoil anything for people who are looking forward to playing it. But I'm Jadis Joe. Thank you so much for watching. Please, as always, have fun and be safe.